United States Federal Aviation Administration has grounded 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9 airplanes worldwide. The order comes after an Alaska Airlines aircraft lost part of the fuselage mid-air on Friday.
Shares in Boeing have fallen by 8% on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange and by a similar amount in US pre-market trading. It follows the grounding of dozens of airliners worldwide after a door plug fell off mid-flight. The South Korean parliament has voted to ban the killing and selling of dogs for their meat. People who farm and sell dogs to eat now face up to 3 years in prison.
South Korean police say the man charged with stabbing the country's main opposition leader had wanted to prevent him from becoming president. Lee Jae-myung was stabbed in the neck at a campaign event last week. He was discharged from hospital on Wednesday.
China has issued a bold statement 2 days before Taiwan's presidential election, saying a win for William Lai would pose a severe danger to ties with Beijing. William Lai, the candidate of the DPP, called for voters to choose the right path to maintain Taiwan's sovereignty. His main opponent has called Mr. Lai a danger to relations with China.
The people of Taiwan have defied Chinese warnings by electing a new president who's vowed to maintain the island's democracy. In his victory speech, President-elect William Lai said he hoped Beijing would understand that only peace would benefit both sides.
A new report says up to 60% of future jobs in advanced economies are likely to be affected by artificial intelligence. Half will benefit from AI, while the other half might be at risk of losing their jobs.
Relations between North and South Korea have soured further after Kim Jong-un said Pyongyang's constitution should be amended to designate the South the number one hostile country. He said unification was no longer possible and that agencies working for inter-Korean dialogue were being abolished.
China's population has fallen for the second year in a row, with a decrease of more than 2 million people. That's double the decline in 2022. The pandemic is partly to blame. Coronavirus caused many excess deaths last year. There was also another fall in the birth rate.
Literary critics in Japan have questioned whether an author who won a prestigious award truly deserved it after she announced that it was partially written using artificial intelligence. Rie Kudan said about 5% of her novel, Sympathy Tower, was generated by the chatbot ChatGPT.
Japan has confirmed that it's become the 5th country to land a spacecraft on the moon successfully, but scientists say the unmanned craft is unable to generate any solar power. Its onboard batteries only have a few hours of power.
The World Health Organization has hailed the first rollout of a malaria vaccine as life-saving. It will focus on infants in the 42 districts of Cameroon worst affected by the mosquito-borne disease and follows successful pilot campaigns in Kenya, Ghana and Malawi. Development of the vaccine has taken 30 years of research. Amazon's warehouse management in France has been fined almost $35 million after regulators found there was intrusive staff surveillance. They described the way employee activity was monitored as illegal. Amazon disputed the findings.
The South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff say North Korea has fired a number of cruise missiles into the sea off its west coast. It comes as the South Korean Navy's Special Warfare Unit is taking part in training along the east coast.
Microsoft's stock market value has crossed the $3 trillion milestone for the first time. It's only the second company to reach the valuation.
Finland is holding its first presidential election since it joined NATO in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The front-runner, the centre-right candidate and former Prime Minister Alexander Stubb, says his country is entering a new era. Japan's space agency says that its moon lander, that was shut down when its solar panels were unable to generate power from the sun, has begun functioning again. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency said it believes the panels of the smart lander, which touched down earlier this month, are now working.
The tech billionaire Elon Musk says his Neuralink company has successfully implanted one of its wireless brain chips in a human for the first time. It's hoped it'll allow paralyzed people to control devices with their thoughts.
시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 다음 시간에 뵙겠습니다.